I just recorded an hour-long video on the wrong camera mode. That camera mode doesn't record any audio, and this is a talking video. Well, the show goes on, so I am going to re-record an entire hour of audio again, and then just put it over as voiceover. Enjoy. So, greetings penguins! Today we return for another Draw With Me video, where I talk and draw. This time we're doing another answering random questions I found on the internet! Woo! Which is pretty self-explanatory. And I'm having to re-record this, so let's go. First off, let's just talk about the character that I am drawing today. I am drawing my character Dizzy. This sailor uniform themed magical girl thing with a swirl for a head. Because I was wanting to design characters that have object heads, and that's what came out of her. So let's get started and start answering some questions. When was the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper? I'm thinking it was back in 2007. That's quite a bit ago. When you were a kid, what did you dress up as for Halloween? Well, my family didn't celebrate Halloween, even though I would have loved to have dressed up in costume and asked strangers for candy, but no. Didn't celebrate it. The closest we got was either just going out to eat or watching a semi-spooky movie and eating candy corn. What is your Chinese astrological sign? I am a tiger. Rawr. Can you hold your breath without holding your nose? Yes. Sometimes completely accidentally too. I will get really focused on reading something and then realize I have not breathed until I've and been like, what the heck? Why was I holding my breath? I guess my brain was like, that's distracting. Which are better, black or green olives? Honestly, neither. I hate olives. But if I were to take one, I'd probably go for black olives because they're in Schlotsky sandwiches and I freaking love Schlotsky sandwiches. Can you knit or crochet? I do know how to knit, though it's mostly just scarves. That's all I knitted was scarves, and all I learned so far was to knit scarves. So I have just a closet full of scarves. And I did learn some crochet, but I think my brain's forgotten it because I haven't kept up with the newer knowledge enough to quickly learn it. My voice is so tired, it's almost like I've been talking for an hour already. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is yellow! It's been my favorite color since I could pretty much pick a favorite color, which was when I was 4 years old. So far, it's been my favorite color for 22 years, my goodness. Might have even been sooner than that, because a lot of my baby stuff was yellow too. And I hope one day when I own a house to make a room that's just completely yellow, filled with objects that are yellow and all that, and make me so happy. If you woke up to be the last person alive on Earth, what would you do first? Honestly, I'd probably just cry because all my family and loved ones are gone. And then all the people that I kept with online, like all the creators, they're gone too. So no new fun videos or content that I get to watch, no new live streams. Have to rebuild infrastructure to continue going on because there's no people to maintain it. So I have a limited timer to get something sustainable to continue myself before everything just like crashes down. It'd be kind of depressing, honestly. I know some people are like, let's just go crazy, wreck up the store. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna cry, dude. Everybody's gone. What am I gonna do? Would you rather have dinner with a zombie or a vampire? I'm gonna say vampire because I feel like we could actually have a conversation, whereas a zombie would probably just be like, Whereas a vampire, depending on how long they've lived, they can tell me all kinds of interesting stories from their long life in whatever times periods that they lived in and be like, oh yeah, that was totally what people did back then, or be like, oh no, that's complete BS. Like, people did not do that. That's stupid. It would be awesome. And I feel like the threat level is too, like if you get bit by a zombie, you become mindless and things. But if you like get bit by a vampire and become a vampire, like you still have your wits about you. You just crave blood. Don't go out in the sun. So like I see the kind of way out better. If you could be any kind of animal, which would you be? I think we can all guess that I would want to be a penguin. I love penguins. They're so cute. I think they're pretty badass. They go through the harshest winter conditions. They can hold their breath for 20 minutes. They're hardcore. If you could only subscribe to one YouTube channel for the rest of your life, which would you choose? I'm gonna go with Doodle Date. They're a couples art channel and I love their videos so much. And I mean, I would still keep up with the people I currently subscribe to now. I would just have to like write them on a list and it'd be significantly more tedious because I'd be like, oh, let me look them up or let me sign up through their Discord or something. They'll ping me when they have a new video. It'd be a little bit more annoying to deal with, but I'm just gonna say subscribe to Doodle Date. They're a wonderful channel. If you haven't seen any of their videos, you should 100% check them out. They're delightful. Which Mario Kart character are you? I think they mean like, what is your like Mario Kart main? And mine is Luigi. Wahoo! Which SpongeBob character would you choose to live with and why? I personally choose a Sandy Cheeks. She's got her own sciencing and activity and stuff that she does, and she's always doing her thing and focusing on her work, and I can focus on my work. Also, we're both Texans, so we can relate on that level. If you were a car, what kind of car would you be? I would specifically be the Pikachu Beetle. I want to be a Pikachu car. If I'm going to be a car, make me be a Pikachu car. What's the worst job you've ever had? All of them. What television commercial from growing up do you remember most? Betty Crocker Bacon Fill. My goodness, you have no idea how badly I wanted a Betty Crocker Bacon Fill. I wanted to make my own ice cream cake. I want to make my own pudding cake, my own Jello cake. I also remember Aqua Beads, Aqua Dots thing, because specifically a part that just lives rent-free in my head is just them going, water, wow, water, wow, water, wow. Like that just lives rent-free in my head for some reason. I have no idea why. If you could, would you go to outer space? Hell to the freaking yeah, I would love to go to space. Look down on Earth. I could wave to everyone at almost everyone at the same time if I waved from space. That'd be fun. Would you rather have to say everything you think out loud for a week or have your entire notes app published to a major publication? I'm gonna say my notes app published to a major publication. It's not that weird in there. Well, I guess it is weird in there, but if it was just my thoughts, that'd be insane. I would not want to say all my thoughts out loud. If you could use magic to do one mundane task for the rest of your life, what would it be? Bonus question, what would you name the spell? I would want the magic to just instantly dust everything. Instant dust be gone. Because I am a maximalist and I am a collector. So I have lots of fun, oddly shaped objects everywhere. And you know, when you have those things, they're a magnet for intense amount of dust. And when you try to go dust them, it's a huge hassle because you have to move everything out of the way. And then you can't just use a Swiffer because there's all these little nooks and crannies that you're gonna miss if you use a freaking Swiffer. So you're gonna need to like some compressed air or something to properly clean it. But even then you need to take a proper wipe to get all the details, and it's exhausting. So dust be gone. It would probably just call it woohoo, and then boom, no dust. What is the first thing you'd buy if you won the lottery today? Well, I would hire an accountant so I can figure out all the proper investments to make like smart financial decisions with the instant amount of extra money that I would have, along with dealing with taxes and all that would come with it. And then after that, doing proper savings and announcements, I'd probably just get something fun. Like maybe I would just get myself like a Whataburger meal or something. Just be like, yay, I won the lottery, woohoo! If you could communicate with animals for a day, which animal would you choose and what would you talk about? I would choose birds because they get to fly around and be in all kinds of places. They've probably seen all kinds of interesting things. And there's also stray cats in my neighborhood, so I want to know if they have any like scary or interesting tragic tales of their experiences dealing with the stray cats. And probably just discuss where they're going, what they think about us putting seeds out for them every day and all that. If you woke up with the ability to speak and understand a new language fluently, which language would it be and how would you use it? I would choose to go with Spanish because I have relatives that only speak Spanish and I know very minimal Spanish. And most of my Spanish I do know is written Spanish, so like when I hear it, I'm not used to just like hearing it. And it would be wonderful to be able to properly communicate with my relatives, hear their stories and everything, since a lot of them are older relatives that I have. And also, I live in an area where like knowing Spanish is like really useful, so... Would you rather have to wear clown shoes every day or a clown wig every day? You know, I'm gonna say clown shoes. Now, I'm gonna say they're gonna be a modestly sized clown shoes because there's various sizes. There are some that are just like absolutely ridiculous and some that are like practically normal shoes. So I'm saying I'd be practically normal clown shoes. Whereas a wig, I live in a hot and humid environment and I have a lot of sensory issues, so it's like, no, I would not want to wear a freaking clown wig every day I go out. I'll take the clown shoes every time. Would you rather have the ability to teleport anywhere, but only while doing the chicken dance, or be able to fly, but only at a snail's pace? I'm gonna have to go with teleport, but only while doing the chicken dance, because, you know, I don't have embarrassment just randomly dancing somewhere in public, and I hate driving. I hate travel, so being able to instantly teleport just by doing this silly chicken dance, I take it all day. And if somebody looks at me weird, I can stare directly in their face as I'm doing the chicken dance and then poof, I'm gone. I've left an impression on their life. They will never be the same. Would you rather have the ability to instantly learn any musical instrument but only be able to play polka music, or have the voice of an angel but only able to sing lullabies? I'd rather be able to play any musical instrument but it's only polka music, mostly because that technically the My Chemical Romance song Mama counts as polka. I would love to be able to play that, man. That would be sick. Would you rather discover a hidden treasure but have to share it with pirates, or find the Fountain of Youth but have to deal with eternal bedhead? You know what? I'm fine with discovering hidden treasure and sharing it with pirates. As long as we all agreed and evenly split it, I'm fine with that. Especially if they help me with it. If not, I'd be kind of like, okay, but like, I don't want to deal with freaking pirates, so I'll let them take their share as long as I get to keep my share, you know? Would you rather have the power to make anything taste like chocolate, or have the ability to make anyone break into spontaneous dance whenever you want? I'm gonna go with the power to make anything taste like chocolate, because making people just spontaneously dance whenever I want, like, that is messing with their own will and autonomy. That is horrible. That's like, no, if they don't want a spontaneous dance, I'm not gonna make them spontaneous dance. So yeah, I'll just make things taste like chocolate. That only affects me. Would you rather have a personal assistant who is a robot, but they always give sarcastic responses, or have a magical genie who grants your wishes but always misinterprets them? I personally think it would be significantly safer to just go with personal assistant robot, because misinterpreted wishes could get really bad. And honestly, I don't mind having a sarcastic robot. And as a fan of just robots and androids in general, I just love having one around. I'd love them anyways, even if they were like a jerk. As long as they don't kill me, I'm fine. Would you rather have the ability to hear people's thoughts, but they all sound like cartoon character voices, or have the power to make any object you touch turn into a puppy for 24 hours? Now, as wonderful as having like the Midas touch to make things turn into puppies for 24 hours, I could see that going really, really badly very quickly. Though you probably have some control, I guess, but I don't know. It feels weird just making life out of nothing. So I would just go with hearing people's thoughts, but they're cartoon voices. Why is that a bad idea? Like hearing people's thoughts, but they're cartoon voices. Like, I guess if it was a really annoying voice, you'd be like, oh my gosh, can your mind shut up? But I don't really see that big of a downside to that. Would you rather have the ability to never have to sleep, but always have to be doing some sort of physical activity? Or have the power to freeze time, but you age twice as fast while time is frozen? I'm gonna have to go with the ability to not sleep, but you have to do something physically at all times, because I'm going to argue that technically your heart's always beating, your eyes are blinking. That's something physical. You're breathing. That's another thing. And technically you are made up of millions of tiny little microorganisms that are constantly moving and dying and keeping your body functioning. So couldn't that technically still be considered a physical action? Are we not truly standing still when we are standing still? I'm gonna argue not, so I'm gonna go with no sleep. I could get a lot of stuff done if I didn't need to sleep, man. Are you better at talking or listening? I am a listener, my goodness. My sister's a talker and I'm a listener, so I'll just sit there and listen to her. My mom's also a talker, so I'll just sit there and listen to her. I'm a very quiet person in real life. Like, I barely talk, which is why my voice wears out very quickly, so. What is your favorite number? I'm gonna say 11. It is also my lucky number. Heck, whenever I see a double number, it's 1111. I was born at 11 in the morning. And you know what? I just like how symmetrical it is. And I like the sound of it too, 11. Very nice. What is your favorite season and why? Why, my favorite season is fall or autumn. I just love the change in weather, the cooler weather. It's not too cold and then it's like not hot anymore. And there's usually less allergens, though there is a lot of bugs still from summer. What was your first job? Sales associate. Which is mostly fancy way of saying cashier, but I didn't just do cashiering. I did stocking, I did helping with customers, all that, customer service, returns, opening, cleaning. I just wanted to do stocking. I knew I was not suited for that job and interacting with people. I would never, ever work in retail again. My goodness. What's also really funny is that the next question is, what's something that you'll never do again? Work in retail. Do not work in retail. It is hell. At least it was for me. As someone who's intensely introverted and extremely socially awkward, interacting with people constantly all the time and then constantly being interrupted with multiple tasks that I was doing within my job was just... it makes my brain hurt. I got to a point where like going to work gave me physical pain. It was like such an intense not wanting to be there. Did you have any pets growing up? No, my dad did not allow them. The only pet that he did allow technically was a goldfish, but we didn't have a good spot for a fish. And you know, there aren't exactly the most fun pets in the world. Like you'd want like a hamster or a dog or a cat. Well, we couldn't have a cat because my mom and my sister are allergic to cats. I'm sad about that to this day. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which animal would it be? I'm gonna go with, you know, I'm not gonna say penguin. I'm actually gonna say that I'm more of like a cat personality. Like I'm very quiet. I can be fun and affectionate when I want to be, but if other people are like, oh, let's give you hugs, I'm like, no, leave me alone. And then I'm also the kind of person who will like stand in doorways when I need to talk to you completely silently and stare at you until you like respond to me just being there. I also love climbing onto things and just being in high places and hiding into nooks. So I feel like I have like a bit of a cat personality in me. What is your favorite flower? Roses. I know they're pretty basic, but like I love roses. They're so simple. They're pretty. And there's yellow roses and I freaking love yellow, so. Who was your favorite superhero as a kid? I loved freaking Spider-Man. I mean, I love Spider-Man still too. I was like, I watched some of the old Spider-Man cartoons and then that was when like the Tobey Maguire movies were coming out and stuff when I was really young and I really enjoyed those. And ever since then, I just love Spider-Man. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Now, I'm gonna give you two answers. One of them that I can easily get regularly is just like the Great Divide, which is half vanilla and half Dutch chocolate, because I love mixing them together because they taste just like a Wendy's Frosty. It's delicious. But the second is a specific brand in style. It is the Bluebell Red Velvet Ice Cream. Now, there's a time when I had no idea this was existed, but then I got a dream where I was specifically hunting down red velvet flavored Bluebell ice cream. And I was like, does that even exist? And then I look it up and like, yeah, it does. Ever since that day, I was like, okay, I need to go on the hunt for this ice cream because I need to taste it and wonder if my pursuing of it in my dream was worth it in real life. So I looked for it for years. looking for a red velvet bluebell ice cream. Until one day, there it was, sitting in the H-E-B ice cream section. And I was like, I must buy this and satisfy my curiosity. And my goodness, it lived up to my hype. It was some of the most delicious ice cream I have ever eaten in my entire life. It's so good. And I don't see it anymore. I bring it back, Bluebell, please. It was so good. It's so good. I miss it. Is there any product that you swear by? I think y'all can guess what it is because I talk about it in almost every single one of my videos at some point. It is the Kuretake Zig Memory System Writer Pen. It is acid-free, archival quality, pigment ink. And it has two ends. It has a nice like fine end that's flexible. So it's really good for doing like different line weights. And then it has like a big chunky end so you can like black things in, or if you just want like a really chunky outline. It is amazing. I love these so much. I go through like a pack of them in a year. I use them so much. They're so good. If I'm gonna recommend any art supply, that's like one of them that I would recommend. Where are your happy places? Craft stores? And conventions, woo! Craft stores, it's just always so much fun to look at all the different crafts and things, even if it's not something that you specifically specialize in, just seeing all the cool things for that particular craft, like in front of you is so cool. And then being able to feel and touch the different things. You might even get like a bunch of ideas and it's just so nice. I mean, it can't get to a point of like overstimulation, but it's worth it. It's so much fun. Also with overstimulation, like conventions, they can be amazing because in a way, even if you like know nobody around you, you feel connected to everyone in the room. It's just beautiful. What exotic animal would you like to have as a pet? Okay, I think we can guess that it's going to be a type of penguin, guys. We know, if you know me. It would be a little blue penguin specifically. Partly because they are just really cute, but also they're a smaller species of penguin, so keeping them might be a little bit easier because they don't require quite as much space as a larger species of penguin. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to go into ethically keeping a penguin too. But like, this is just asking like if there was an exotic animal that you could own. That's it. I would own a penguin. Little blue penguin. What would you like to sing at karaoke night? My karaoke song is Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. I see the little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? That one's so much fun. I love doing the different styles of singing, the different levels and tones and octaves and all that. It's so much fun. Get to really play with my voice. Are you a romantic person? No. In fact, I'm literally an aromantic. An aromantic asexual, so, you know, like, no. That's not me. What's the most impressive thing you've ever crafted? I think I have made some cool things when I have built like paper crafts and other fun stuff, but what is my personal favorite thing, and what I think impresses just like a lot of people just generally, is bookbinding. And I created this super thick sketchbook and I adore it. This is one of my favorite things I've ever made. And I want to make another one that's even thicker at some point. Where are you expected to be found at a party? I'd probably be standing near the snacks, or I'd be sitting in the bathroom for like 20 minutes just zoning out into like a mirror that's for some reason right in front of the toilet, staring at myself, just be like, I am so tired, or I want to go home. Or I am sitting at their bookshelves or DVD shelves and just reading off like the different books and DVDs that they have and just kind of like picking up like their tastes in films and TV and books from that. Or I'm asleep somewhere. Like I'll fall asleep on like a couch in a room that like nobody else is in. What thing could you not go a day without? Breathing. If you were forced to get a tattoo, what would it be? I feel like I'm already want to get a tattoo, so maybe the forcing is more of like, get a tattoo right now. I would get one of my little puff balls because it's just like a little fuzz ball with simple little eyes. And it's like, it's meaningful to me as a kid and a child, and I think it would be a good first tattoo since it's very basic. And it would also give me an idea of what it feels like for me to get a tattoo. What's the longest you've not slept? I'm gonna guess at the least 48 hours without sleep. What's your favorite type of pizza? Mushroom pizza. It is delicious. It is wonderful. Oh. What kind of toys did you like as a kid? Now, I liked a variety. I'm just gonna mention a few. I really enjoyed blocks, building blocks of any kind. Like, they could be regular wooden blocks, they could be the mega blocks, they could be Legos, or those like big colorful cardboard blocks. I had so much fun just like building things with those and making cool, elaborate towers. Like, there's a picture of me with one of my little wood towers. I also enjoyed Barbies. I loved playing with them. It was really fun. Barbies. I love stuffed animals. In fact, I still have my oldest stuffed animals. I was also a huge fan of Bionicles. I freaking love Bionicles. They're so cool and I miss them so much. And I'm like, bring them back, Lego, please. They were so cool. I want to build more Bionicles. I want there to be newer Bionicles and see what kinds of cool things that they would come up with now. But alas, that is not a thing, and I miss them very much. But I was also a kid who could literally just like, I would just like make my own toys or play with whatever the frick was around. I could cake like a stick and then I'd break it up into multiple sticks and then create like a full stick society with their own political and religious system and social system and all that. Or like there's a story with my mom, how she was gonna go set the table, but then she opens up the silverware jar and practically all of it's gone. And she was like, where did it go? And she walked in and sees me in my room with the silverware put into Barbie clothes in various places and actions. Some of them just being like tucked into a bed. I would play with earrings at the store. I would think they were like aliens. I'm one of those people who in a weird way just feels and sees. Even though I know something isn't a sentient thing, I just feel life and sentience from different objects and personalities, like they're alive. Are you a clean person or a messy one? I would say a neat person, not necessarily a clean or a messy person. I'm a neat person. As I've stated earlier, how much of a hassle dusting is for me with all the things that I own. My things are neat, but not necessarily the most well dusted because of how much of an effort it is. Do you like sandwiches or burgers? Now, I'm gonna say technically a burger is a type of sandwich. It's just a very specific style of one, because it is still toppings between two pieces of bread. It's more related to a sandwich than a hot dog. Two separate pieces of bread in a sandwich. So if I say I like sandwiches, I still can count burgers in my opinion, so they're all good. You don't look your age. Has anyone said this before? Maybe not specifically that, but I do have a story from my 26th birthday. At the counter at like Schlotsky's getting my birthday lunch. And the girl cashier and I was like, somehow my birthday came up and I was like, oh, how old did you turn? I was like 26. And she was like, what? I thought you were 18. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I was thinking to myself afterwards, like, how decrepit do you think a 26-year-old looks? We're not old, we're still very young. I was like more like just confused. And it's not like I have a baby face either. I feel like I have my adult face already. You know, there's like a time where your face kind of changes a little bit when you're an adult. And I feel like I've already like done that. So it was just weird. It was just really weird to me that somebody thought I was like 18. Where did you do your schooling from? Home, because I was homeschooled my entire life. Oh. I don't know why I had to do it all dramatic. Which song would make you dance to at any moment? Which song would make you dance at any moment? Question from the internet. Use proper wording, please. But if I was gonna choose one, I'm gonna go with Earth, Wind and Fire, Boogie Wonderland. That is one of my all-time favorite songs, and it is a banger. From when I first heard it in the movie Happy Feet, I was in love. I freaking love that song so much. And it just gets me grooving. I already want to dance just thinking of it. It's like playing in my head. If you have not heard Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind and Fire, you need to. I'm gonna link it in my description down below. So check it out. What was it like growing up as the youngest, oldest, middle, only child? I know it means to shorten it, but like I just think it's funny to just say all of them at once. I'm the youngest of my siblings. And I'm just gonna say, like, when you're the youngest, in a way, you're the most sheltered and the most exposed simultaneously. Because with your older sibling, and some things with your parents learn is like, ah, it's okay to just tell them. Or your siblings will do that. But then they're also weirdly very protective and have like a soft spot because you are the baby of the family. You want to keep you safe, which can be kind of annoying at some times, but sweet. But let's do one last question before we finish this up. This is the question I ended it off on. Are there any upcoming movies you're eagerly waiting to watch? Yes, I am so looking forward to the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I'm ready to see my boy Shadow. I'm very much looking forward to it. I might just buy a movie ticket. I might even go by myself to the movie theaters. Like, I just want to go see it. That is everything. I have re-recorded all the questions I've done and my voice is feeling awful. My throat is screaming. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it was a bit scuffed. That was my fatal error. If you've reached this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see me do this again, please tell me or give me more questions I could add on to these. If you have any like weird or oddly specific silly questions that you don't mind waiting 2 weeks to like 6 months to hear me answer, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe and join the colony of penguins. Well, that's it. Goodbye!